Hello everybody, welcome to our e-learning sessions for Primary 4, the story part. Last time we finished chapter 6, and at the end of chapter 6, the spirit of the present went with Scrooge and gave him around to show him all the Christmas celebrations all around the city. He let him see the poor people, how they celebrate, and also the rich people and many other people. Then the ghost said that he has to go and it's time for the last ghost to come in. Now, in chapter 7, what happened? In slide number 2 here, the third ghost came dressed in black and was scary to look at. Now, Scrooge was waiting for the next ghost because now he knew that these ghosts came only to help him. And then suddenly from the corner came a dark figure, and the dark figure was dressed in black with a hood over its face. Do you know what is a hood? Have you ever wore a jacket with a cover, a head cover? This is a hood. Okay. It was so scary, but Scrooge collected himself and said, "Are you the spirit of the future?" The ghost didn't answer. And then what happened? Scrooge continued, "I know that you are trying to help me and make me a better person." Now this reveals a change in Scrooge's character. Before, he was tough, he doesn't like anybody, he doesn't love anybody, and only he cares about money. But now he is trying to be a good person or a better person. He's trying to change himself to a good person. Let's see. And now the ghost stretched out his arms, pulled it away, and asked Scrooge to follow him. Let's go. Okay. Now they went to the city center. And they saw business people talking. There were some business people talking together about a dead person. So what did they say? One of them said that he died last night. What will happen to all his money? They were asking, they were talking together, what will happen to all this money? He doesn't have a son or a daughter or a wife to take these money. So no one knows. What about the funeral? Do you know what is a funeral? When somebody died, they have to make a funeral. So they have to say goodbye to the dead body in order to bury it under the ground in the grave. So because this person also didn't care about anybody in his life, so nobody cares to go to his funeral. And one of them said, "I don't have time to go. Who cares anywhere?" Okay? In slide number 3, now this group of people went away, and Scrooge could not understand the meaning of the conversation, but he said nothing, and he followed the ghost to the other part of the city. Now they went to a very different part. Scrooge and the spirit went to a very different part of the city and saw 3 people. Each one of them was carrying a bag full of things to sell. Now, where did they go? They went to a very dangerous place in the country, a dirty path, a dirty street, very ugly, and they went into a cheap pawn shop. You know what is a pawn shop? A pawn shop is a shop that sells from people their old things. Now, if I have a watch and I don't need it anymore, I go to this pawn shop to give it to them and get some money. Okay? Now, they saw in the pawn shop 3 people. Every one of them was carrying a bag full of things. Do you know what is that? Let's see. Now, they met each other in this pawn shop. One of them said, "What a coincidence for us to meet here. It's a surprise to see you here." She's talking to the rest of them, to the 2 other people. to the two other persons. This lady was a maid, a servant. Every one of them laughed, and they continued talking together. They were talking about the dead person. They said that he was so greedy and no one could take anything from him. Now he died and we took some of his things. And now he is dead, said the man behind the counter, the one who is taking the used things. But now he is dead. He can do anything about it. Now Scrooge walked away from the shop and he was so sad and horrified. He was afraid of what he saw. And he said to the ghost, I learned the lesson. I knew this person, the dead person's life, is just like mine. He was greedy. He cares about nothing but his money. He didn't give anybody anything. And that exactly what Scrooge did all his life. Now, he knew the lesson and he said to the ghost, I must change the way I live. Is that correct? He was wondering. Let's see. Because Scrooge understood the lesson that man's life is like the dead man's life is like his life, and he must change the way he lives. So he decided to complete the rest of his life in another way. And we'll see in the next chapter how he could do this. Let's turn to the questions in slide number 4. Question number 1. Scrooge understood the lesson of Christmas future. Discuss. Now, Scrooge understood the lesson of Christmas future because that man's life, the dead man that they were talking about, his life is just like Mr. Scrooge's life. And for that, he must change the way of his life. Or when Scrooge is going to die, nobody will care to come to his funeral, and all his money and all his things will be stolen. They will take it. The people who are working in his house maybe they will take all his things after his death. So this is a very bad thing for Scrooge. Why was Scrooge very afraid? Now, Scrooge was afraid because he saw that the ghost came from a dark corner, and he was dressed in black with a hood over its face, and his appearance was scary. In question number 3, are you the spirit of the future? Comment. Scrooge said these words to the ghost coming from the dark corner in his room when it appeared from the corner. It was scary and he was very much afraid. In slide number 5, the ghost appears from a corner or a dark corner. Number 2, Scrooge understood the lessons of Christmas future, the last spirit. Thank you very much for joining us in this lesson. Hope to see you later. Thanks.